So, hello everyone, welcome to Sunya IAS. This is your ongoing lecture series on worksheet discussions for the crash course for Prelims 2023, focusing on modern Indian history. Now, in this discussion, we are going to focus on the period between 1918 and 1927. That is the period which saw the whole transformation from the Jallianwala Bagh incident or massacre, okay, and then the non-cooperation movement, then the Khilafat movement, followed by the segregation against or differentiation against between the Congress leadership, between no changers and the Swarajists. Okay, so that you have to keep in mind. That's the topic we have covered. If you haven't watched the video yet, please make sure to go on Sunya IAS official website and go through the topic for your prelims 2023. Now let's go through the questions. Which of the following were formed to oversee civil service reform? Now, in Government of India Act 1919, it was recommended that a body has to be formed to which will then decide that how civil services has to be reformed in India. For this purpose, Lee Commission was formed in 1924, and based on the Lee Commission's recommendation, the government established the Public Service in Commission in 1926 in India. Okay. Now, this Lee Commission is also called as Royal Commission in many texts. Okay, so that you have to keep in mind. Simon Commission is totally different. It is the Constitutional Reform Committee. Hutchinson Commission was another different committee. Hunter Commission. There are two Hunter Commission. Committee is something which was made to look into the issue of education reforms in 1882. Okay, so that's something you need to understand. But which of the following was oversee civil service reform? So there are other civil service reforms also we have to discuss. The Hutchinson Committee recommendation, which come in 1866, was the other committee which looked into the civil service recommendations. Hutchinson Committee also, I should tell you, so it recommended two things. First of all, to increase again the maximum age for Indian students from 19 to 23, and also to ban the statutory civil services which was started by Lord Lytton to give space to the people from the erstwhile Indian royalty in the bureaucracy of British India. Okay, so its Hutchinson Commission's recommendations were implemented in 1891. That also you should know. So 1 and 3 is the answer. B option is correct. With reference to the period of colonial rule in India, home charges formed an important part of drain of wealth from India. Which of the following funds constituted home charges? Funds used to support the Indian office in London, funds used to pay salaries and pension of British personnel engaged in India, and funds used for waging war outside India by the British. Now, this is a very interesting question, and officially, usually people think only the funds used to support India office in London is considered as home charges, but actually if you'll go in detail, you will find that all the money which was charged on Indian exchequer was called in home charges. Okay, so D option is correct. Okay, D is the correct answer. Consider the following statement regarding the movement associated with Gandhi. Champaran Satyagraha was the first non-cooperation movement by Gandhiji? No. In Champaran, no non-cooperation took place. The only action which was happening is when Gandhi was brought into in front of a local judge in Motihari. He denied of paying the fine he was imposed on, so it was an act of civil disobedience and not non-cooperation. Similarly, in Kheda Satyagraha in 1918, the people at large came together and submitted all the wealth they had into an organization which was formed by Congress leadership. So it was not an act of civil disobedience, it was an act of non-cooperation. Okay. Khilafat movement was launched by Gandhi along with Ali brothers. This statement is correct. And therefore, in the third one, the correct answer is A. 3 only. Which of the following revolutionary societies was set up and operated from abroad? We have discussed this thing in great detail in our class. Please make sure to go and watch it. Free India Society, Theosophical Society, Indian Home Rule Society, and Gadar Party. Now we know the Home Rule Society was active from India itself. Okay. Uh, which of them was set up and operated from abroad? Yeah, India Home Rule Society was operated from London. Okay, London. And Theosophical Society was something which was not operated, which was operated from India only, in the city of Adyar next to Madras. Okay, so it was originally founded outside India, but later on they shifted the office to India only. Free India Society was also outside from India. Gadar Party was from San Francisco. Okay, so the correct answer for this one is D, 1, 3, and 4. Consider the following statement regarding the Swarajist and the no changes. Swarajists argued that parliamentary works would lead to neglect of constructivism. This is absolutely wrong. Swarajists were led by C.R. Das and Motilal Nehru, and they were the one who demanded that they should be allowed to participate in the Government of India Acts, according to a Government of India Act, the election which were going to be conducted in 1923. And their idea was that they will enter in the council and they will barge and make it difficult for the Britishers to participate in the electoral process. Okay, so that you have to understand. So the first statement is wrong and the second statement is also wrong. Basically both the pointers are interchanged. Okay, so the D option is something you should know. With reference to the Jallianwala Bagh Massacre, consider the following statement. The massacre at Jallianwala Bagh occurred on the day of Baishakhi. That is true. It happened on 30th April 1919 and it was the day of Baisakhi. Okay, so that statement is right. People gathered their peace to protest against the arrest of their leader Dr. Satyapal, who was a physician, and Saifuddin Kichlu, who was a lawyer. Now this is also correct because there were some issues going on in the city of Amritsar, and Dr. Satyapal and Saifuddin Kichlu has been called by the local district collector to his house for having a consultation to resolve the issue between the natives and the government. But when these people reached out to the district magistrate's house, he got them arrested. Now this was seen as a very ill behavior on the side of district magistrate, and that's why the protest was organized. This is also correct that poet Rabindranath Tagore renounced his knighthood in the protest. Now, a lot of students got confused and they thought that Rabindranath Tagore gave away his Nobel Prize. But you need to understand the Nobel Prize is given by Scandinavian countries. It is nothing to do with Britain. Okay? So, it doesn't meant anything if he would have returned his Nobel Prize. He actually returned his knighthood, the title of Sir, which was given to him after he won the Nobel Prize. Now, Gandhi returned the title of Kaiser-e-Hind. This was the very first step he did after Khilafat movement started. Okay, and this Kaiser-e-Hind award, Kaiser-e-Hind medal, he got in 1915 for officially it was stated that his role in the Boer War, when he was part of the ambulance wing in South Africa for helping the military, for that he was given. But obviously he was given in 1915 Kaiser-e-Hind medal because he was supportive of the British war effort, in the sense that he supported the idea that Indians should join the British war effort. Now Gandhi's point at this place was that if we'll help the Britishers at this point, maybe after the war they will give us dominion status. But all what we got was Rowlatt Act. Okay, so the correct answer here is 1, 2, and 3. The fourth statement is wrong. Okay, so C option is correct. Consider the following statement regarding the Montagu-Chelmsford reform 1919. It introduced a diarchy for the executive at the level of central government. Subjects were divided into two lists, reserved and transferred. The bicameral central legislature was introduced at the provincial level by this reform. Women were also given the rights to vote through this reform. Now, you will see that the impact of suffragette movement, which happened in London, was also visible in India. So, women also got the right to vote in India in 1919. Okay. Beyond this, what you need to know is it introduced a diarchy for executive at the level of the central government. No, the diarchy was introduced in 1919 for the provincial government, and it was introduced for the central government only in 1935. So first statement is wrong. Okay, so first statement is wrong, and the fourth statement is right. That itself was give you the answer C. But anyway, the subject were divided into two lists, reserved and transferred. This statement is correct. We all know that two lists were prepared, and in 1919, governor had reserved subjects and transferred subject were given to the newly elected members to handle on day-to-day basis. Okay, whatever issues they thought that was important, they kept it with themselves through the governor in the reserve section, and whatever issues they thought that more natives will be hounding them, asking them questions, they left it on the Indians to resolve. So for example, the sewerage resolution was given to Indians, the education, the health sector was given to Indians, but the education of the Anglo-Indians was kept with the British. The agriculture was given to the Indians, but the irrigation was kept with the British. Okay, and one of the major reasons for the failure of this diarchy was this also, because it was just too cumbersome system, and both sides kept on fighting that who has the authority to take decisions, whether the reserve subject, so the governor, or the transfer subject, so the newly appointed Indian native ministers. Okay, so the answer here is C. Okay, yeah, we have already discussed. Now, question number 8, consider the following statements. The Disorder Inquiry Committee was established in 1919 to inquire into the Jallianwala Bagh incident. Now, the Disorder Inquiry Committee was the official name given to the Hunter Commission, and their mandate was not only to Jallianwala Bagh incident, but also what all issue going on in and around Punjab. Okay, so but you can still write the statement correct, because it was not written Jallianwala Bagh incident only. If only would have been written, this statement would have been wrong, but this way, this statement is correct. There were no Indian members. No, there were actually 3 Indian members out of total panel of 9. Okay, so the second statement is wrong. First statement is right. A option is correct. That is the answer you need to know. Okay, that will be all for this session. I hope this would have given you a basic idea the kind of questions which are going to be asked in the prelims examination. Beyond this, please go through on the website, the portal, and go through the lectures to have a better idea of the topics which are covered in great detail. As well as if you have any query, question, difficulty, please approach the team on this phone number and we'll try our best to serve you. That will be all for now. Thanks a lot for attending the session.